Hey lovies, it's me, Mrs. T, and I am here for a moment with Mrs. T. And yes, people, I know it's been a minute, but I'm back. And basically, I'm back because I was sitting around thinking, hey, it has been forever since I've done a Moments with Mrs. T. I was actually doing some YouTube channel cleanup, and I saw the date of my last post, and I was like, this is not okay. We have got to get back on ball with this series because it's actually a lot of fun. If you don't know what Moments with Mrs. T is, take a look at the playlist link and see what it's about. It's basically me coming here as woman, wife, and mom and sharing the rants, the craziness, and just the happenings of what can come up in my day-to-day. So this week, what I'm sharing with you is something that actually happened, I think, last week. With my two youngest children, a girl and a boy. The girl is 8 and the boy is 6. So basically, all of my kids are really, really active in school. They have activities, after school things going on, but it's to the point now where there are times I actually have to make 3 trips in one day to pick everyone up from their separate activities. So this was one of those days. I had picked up the 2 younger kids and we had to go back out to get my oldest daughter. So I was downstairs getting dressed and I'm telling them, come on guys, shoes, meet me at the front door so we can leave to go get your older sister. I did not hear anybody coming down the stairs, which isn't strange because they don't always hear me and they don't always react on the first go. So I come out and I'm like, guys, let's go, shoes, front door, all that loveliness. Still no response, but then I hear this slight whimpering sound and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Get to the foot of the stairs and I see my youngest, the 6-year-old, he's sitting at the top of the stairs like with this total freak out look on his face. So I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? The whimpering isn't coming from him though, so I'm like, okay, it's my daughter, and she's our drama queen. I mean, this girl can have the same reaction to her stubbing her toe to a broken foot. Like, it's all the same level of dramatic, I can't take it anymore, the world is gonna end type thing. So I'm like, okay, this could be anything. He could have stared at her too long, and that's why she's so upset. I have no idea. So I'm asking him, and then I see his face, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, I'm freaking out, Mom, freaking out. I'm like, you're freaking out. Why are you freaking out? She's dying, she's dying. I'm like, what? Run past him, come in here, this very room, and I see her on that spot over there in front of my door, on the floor, sitting Indian style with her feet in her hands and a pool of blood. People, can you just imagine? Okay, so my inner me started freaking the heck out right along with my son. But then the adult me who knew it was time to be a parent had to assess the situation, basically. So I'm like, what happened? What's going on? She's like, I cut my foot. Okay, you cut your foot. I could not tell what she did because it was just that much blood. This girl had blood on the side of the face. It looked like she had maybe tried to wipe her face or something. So there's a blood smear on her face. She had blood on her clothes, blood on her pants. I'm just like, okay, we need to see how bad this cut is. So I run back past my still freaking out son sitting at the top of the stairs. I grab antiseptic, Neosporin, and Band-Aids, come back up the stairs. I think I squirted that whole bottle of antiseptic just to try to clear the blood so I could see what was wrong. She had a cut, people, that was about this big. It seriously was like a paper cut. Now, I found the cut, but the blood was still gushing. And I mean like gushing. So I'm sitting here going, okay, Tiffany, get your junk together. Why is she bleeding so heavily for such a small cut? First thing that came to my mind was something I had read somewhere that if you're upset, your heart beats faster, which can cause you to bleed faster. And that also you need to get whatever the wound is up above the level of your heart. So I literally had this little girl sitting on the floor with her leg up in the air to try to get her toe above her heart. Now, people, I don't know if this is scientifically correct, but it worked. The blood stopped pulsing and pumping out so quickly. I was able to clean her off, get her all bandaged up. We had to change all her clothes. Meantime, I had to call my husband. I told him what happened. Told him I wasn't freaking out because, of course, he assumed I was freaking out. And I said, I just need you to go sit with my oldest so that I can get them straight before I come get her. Because she was standing outside waiting for me. He was at work, though. So he ran to go get her while I got everybody cleaned up. Got my daughter all straightened out. She was actually pretty calm. Totally out of character, but very calm. She got dressed. She had her little bandage on. She was good to go. She didn't want to put a shoe on, which I understood. We hopped out the car. But meanwhile, I had to get my freaking out son also settled down. Now, the story behind his freaking out is he doesn't do blood. He never has done blood. I mean, like, from the time this child was 1, if he saw a speck of blood, he would literally freak out. And as soon as he could speak, he would say, "I'm freaking out. There's blood." So to him, he thought she was dying. We finally tracked down the whole thing with the blood when he was about 4. And he explained that he had seen on some show that your blood is your life source. I'm assuming it was some kind of cartoon and they used that phrase. And so to him, anytime he sees someone bleeding, he feels like their life is leaving them and therefore they are dying. So when he saw the amount of blood that my daughter had, much like me, he went into freak out mode, except he literally thought she was dying. So I had to sit down and explain to him, like, listen, she's not dying. Mommy made it stop. Everything is good. And we got out the door. So this is what I'm talking to you guys about today. Basically, as moms, we all know we have to wear different hats. We hold different jobs, from maid to nurse to cook, all of that. But are you always prepared to be all of that? Me personally, I don't do blood either. But in that moment, I had to deal with blood. And I couldn't freak out because it would have made the situation worse. How do you handle it when you're forced as a mom into a situation where you may not be all that comfortable, but you have to basically put your adult on and just handle it? How do you deal with it? Also, do you have any kids, much like my son, who has like a weird fear, whether it be bugs or blood like his? If you do, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you deal with it. Share a story if you have a crazy one like I do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Smooth.